How's everyone doing? Uh, a couple things, couple updates here. Christmas bundle is now on sale, $109 for all five of my courses. That's the Beato Book Interactive, the ear training course, the beginner guitar course, the Quick Lessons Pro intermediate guitar course, and my Arpeggio Masterclass. So it's all five of those classes for 107. Five of those video courses, that's what they are, for $109. And the thing about about this, not only are they all video courses, but they have things like the ear training course is actually has all these learning modules, hundreds of learning modules that test you on things to improve your ear. Things that we basically do here on Sundays when we're figuring out songs and I'm teaching you songs and talking about them. And I also have, speaking of songs, is my music theory for songwriters course. And pretty much all the breakdowns I've ever done on what makes a song great, those are all, I have a chapter about those and how to use those with the course. And honestly, all the weekend live streams where I teach music, I teach songs. A couple other things, couple of videos. I did this video about MrBeast being on this Theo Von podcast, and Theo Von brought up Prince. You'd have to watch the video. It's like a 5-minute video or so. And Prince and MrBeast, who's the biggest YouTuber there is, 333 million subscribers, didn't know who Prince was. Never heard of him. Had no idea. He was like, Prince? It did not ring. He was showing pictures, and Theo Von's like, Prince. One of my friends sent me this thing, and I was like, how do you not know Prince? So I said it to my 11-year-old daughter, Layla. We were driving to school the next day. I was like, hey, do you know who Prince was? And we never listened to Prince driving to school or anything. I was like, do you know Prince? You ever heard of Prince? And she goes, you mean like Purple Rain? And my wife listens to a lot of 80s music. So she's heard, Layla's heard Prince before. All the kids know who Prince is. And I said, Layla, do you think any of your friends in school know Prince? She's like, oh, most of my friends love Prince. And it's funny, MrBeast commented on the video the other day. He's like, is Prince a YouTuber? I just thought that was very funny. But and then I did this video. I put a bunch of videos out last week. I put 3 videos out. And I did I had the band Swerve Driver in. And working on a couple songs, and Adam Franklin, the guitar player, singer, who I love, taught me 3 Swerve Driver songs that are in alternate tunings that I never could figure out right. I could figure out the song, the right notes, but the tunings are so weird. The first tuning is F C G G C D. I can't even remember. You have to watch it. He's got some great alternate tunings in the video for writing songs. So those were 2 kind of very different videos. And I love Swerve Driver. They're one of my favorite bands ever. And to get to play, I played this one song with Adam, Girl on a Motorbike, which is a beautiful song. And I showed him, he had seen me play it on a video in standard tuning. And it's not in standard tuning, but he said, oh, I like the chords that you played, the way I played it. These are the chords I played. So those are the chords I played. Then he plays his second guitar part along with me, and he sings, and it was totally cool. It's the only time I've ever played with an artist on a live stream. But let's go back to this song. So this song is a early 70s classic. And I was telling Aaron before we went on about this that I was telling him about one of the first songs I ever bought at a record store. And it wasn't at a record store. Do you guys remember places like Woolworths if you're in the United States? Or maybe if you're in the UK, they might have Woolworths. I think they may still have it. You could go and you buy, there's a whole music section, And in drugstores, you would routinely have a rack of 40 of all the top 40 songs. They'd be in their little, I think they'd be 99 cents. And you pull them out, and they'd have a stack of three or four 45s deep or something like that, maybe even more. And you just pull one out and you go up and pay for it. So it'd be like, Mom, can I get 99 cents to buy this thing? And I bought this OJ's song. And it was 1972. It's this song, Backstabbers. And I was telling Aaron about it. He's like, what does this song sound like? I said, I don't know. I haven't listened to it in, like 50 years or so. So I played it and I thought, oh, this would be a great song to talk about. And it's so funny because when you hear this, you don't think about the lyrics when you're 10 years old buying a record like this. They're totally weird lyrics. But the groove is so great on it, and the singing is amazing. And I'm gonna do a little breakdown on this. So we're gonna listen to it. And what's cool about it is that here it is, 50 years later, and now I can just instantly figure it out. When then I didn't play any instruments or anything, and I just listened to it and I just liked the sound of it. Okay, I never even knew any of the lyrics. I could sing along with it, but never even thought about it. Check it out. Starts in C minor. Then it goes cool Latin groove. Oh man. Check it out. Okay.
Who has someone and you really care? Then it's all in the fellas. Better beware.
Then the chorus. Here we go. 4.
Somebody's out to get your lady. A few of your buddies.
So 70s, right?
They do. They smile in your face all the time. They wanna take your place. The backstabbers. I keep getting.
Come on, right?
All these visits from my friends. Yeah.
Let's talk about this thing. So this is a really classic song, Backstabbers, 2 words. The OJs came out in 1972. I'm going to talk about like the verse part here because it's got some really cool. In your face, and then you got like a major 7. Hold on, bum bum bum. G minor 7, F minor 7. Do. Let's see. 2/4, so that we got do 1 2 3 4. Let me play it here from the beginning or from the verse. Okay, here we go. Is that C minor? Is it G minor over B flat? So it looks like there's a 2/4 bar on this. Listen. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. or not 2/4 bar. There's 2 chords in this bar. On the first 2 beats, A flat major 7, G minor 7. I'm gonna just cross this out because it's very messy. I want you to be able to see this here. See, I'm gonna write it like this. I was using minus and minor together, which I don't like to do because it's confusing. Major 7, G minor 7, F minor 7, G 7 sharp 5. Okay, so this is the verse here. See what I was doing here? I used minus for minor, and then I used M, lowercase m. They're interchangeable, but I don't like to have them in the same chart. I don't like to have the same, I don't like to be mixing up the symbols, right? So if you're going to have minor, I use either a small m or I use a little dash, a minus sign for minor. So let's take a look at it. So this is the verse. So I'm going to put verse here. So here we go.
What they do? They slide in your face. All the time they want to take your place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers. They slide in your face.
Oh.
All the time they want to take your place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers.
Okay, so they do it something. He did. Hold on.
What they do? They slide in your face. All the time they want to take your place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers.
Okay, so the F minor to G7 is actually in the same bar because it's like da 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 da. So C minor 7, G minor over B flat, A flat major 7, G minor 7, then F minor 7, G7 sharp 5. Like that. It's like dun ba 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 wait da da da. Okay, I screwed this up. Those 3 chords, then it's 2 bars. Sorry about that. Got it now. So verse C minor 7, G minor over B flat, A flat major 7, G minor 7. I kept mixing the minuses and sorry about that. F minor 7, and then F minor 7, G7 sharp 5. Sorry about mixing the minuses and minors. I kept doing that over and over. Okay. So this G7 sharp 5 is the 5 chord in C minor here, but here they're using a straight G minor 7 chord. Okay, which is the minor 5 chord. So it's interesting because this uses a minor 5 chord. So it's like call this a 1 minor. This chord here, G minor over B flat, that's the first inversion. First inversion 5 minor, right? So, but we'll call it a 5 minor. And then you go to the A flat major 7, which is the flat 6 major. And then you go 5 minor 7, right? And then the 4 minor 7. And then you're still in your 4 minor 7 here, and then you go to your dominant 5/7 sharp 5 there, okay? And that's where all the kicks go, which is cool. I love this here, where they goes. That's a dominant 7 sharp 5. That's a called the altered dominant chord right there, which is a great, great sound. Very common for a 5 chord in a minor key.
What they do? They slide in your face. All the time they want to take your place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers. They slide in
minor or B flat. So every other time, instead of going, the second time through it goes, so it's going A flat major 7, G minor 7 to B flat 11. Okay, this is a sub. This is a would be a sub for the F minor chord, right? So this is a this would be the 5. If you think about this, right, the F minor is A flat major over F, and this chord is A flat major over B flat. Similar function there, right? So they do the second time around, it uses this chord, A flat over B flat, which is B flat 11. We talked about this. In pretty much every time that we talk about a 70s song, we talk about these 11 chords. They're things that were very common. You'll hear them nowadays. Bruno Mars uses them. But honestly, very few people use those chords. And they're in every song in the 70s. They were in the song I'll Be There that I talked about a few weeks ago. Motown song, Jackson 5 song. Let's continue on here. Okay, then you get to the chorus. C minor, then F. F to E flat, then the chorus. Right? Amazing. Amazing playing on this. Great groove. The chorus, it's really, they have a pre-chorus, which is just bum, 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 bum. It's really C minor 7, and the bass note goes to B flat, bum, 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 2, 3, 4, F7. Dum, bum, 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 and the bass is going F to E flat, alternating. I'll put the E flat in parentheses. So that is the pre-chorus there, okay. And then you got the chorus, which goes to E flat, goes to relative major, which is very, very common. So it's like and A flat major 7. Then A flat over B flat, which I call B flat 11. Some people call it B flat sus, but it's really B flat 11. And then the second time through, it's E flat, A flat major, F minor 7 to G 7 sharp 5. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's the chorus part here. Let's check it out again. That's pretty much the... Right, this is pre-chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats this part. Then the chorus goes to relative major, E flat. That's 1, 4 major 7. That's 5, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4 major 7. 2 minor 7, and then what they do. And then you get the G7 sharp 5 chord there. That's the only thing. This chord is 2 bars right there. This chord. I'm making a mess out of this chart. I only have one piece of paper left. So this A flat over B flat here is 2 bars long, or B flat 11. I didn't leave myself a lot of space there. Then E flat. So this is 1 in the key of E flat. This is a 4 major 7. This chord here is the 5/7. It's really 4 over 5. You could call that. When I say 4/5, like this chord here, A flat over B flat, it's the 4 chord of A in the E flat major, A flat major, but with the 5 chord in the bass. So we call that is 4/5. Really, that's the exact voicing. And that particular voicing, that sus dominant 11 chord, is the most common, one of the most common chords in the 70s. In the Seals and Crofts song I did last week, the bridge uses 3 of those chords in a row, 3 of those dominant 11 chords. The whole bridge is that. It uses D11, E11, na, 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 love this stuff. I love the mixing of the major 7s, the minor, the majors, major 7. So cool. That when it does that turnaround there, that G7 altered chord there, it belongs to the next section. It's the turnaround chord. When we talk about turnarounds, it's interesting. Turnarounds are really important. Like, how does it turn around a section to go into the new section? You might have a transition chord, or a transition chord sequence is called a turnaround. As a matter of fact, turnarounds are so important, I have them in all of my courses. I have them in the Beato Book Interactive. I have a whole thing on turnarounds, right? I have a thing in the ear training course on turnarounds, being able to hear what a turnaround is. Because a turnaround could be one chord like that belongs to the next section, to the next key. That sets up that C minor, that G7 sharp 5. Okay, because that sets up that dissonance. Right? You hear that? Dun, dun. But having that G7. So it's not only that, but turnarounds can also be that's a turnaround too, like a blues turnaround, right? So that would be a blues turnaround. So I have a whole section of my Beato Book Interactive, which you can get as part of all 5 of my courses for $109. It makes a great Christmas gift. Quick plug there. If you know somebody that wants to learn guitar, that's a beginner and wants beginning guitar lessons, it's all part of the same thing. You can get the whole bundle for $109. Or if you want to understand about how songs are put together, or be able to figure out songs by ear, you can check out my music theory for songwriters. And these things are all part of that, like how are songs constructed. This song is a verse, pre-chorus, chorus song. It has a bridge, but basically the bridge is the intro again, which is an extended C minor to that G minor over B flat. Let me talk about this chord for a minute. It's really a chord that you don't hear a lot. Again, it's a very cool transition chord. When I think of this chord, I think of it as like. What's nice about this chord here, this is not necessarily a voicing you would normally play on guitar like this, But I think of this G minor to C minor, G minor, C minor. But this is G minor with a B flat in the bass. If you think about a G minor chord, G, B flat is the third. So it's got the flat third in D. It's got the third in the bass. So it's a first inversion minor chord. But what's nice about a or it's cool but it's nice that the bass line or bum 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 bum, right? I love that. Those major sevenths and minor sevenths, and then to that dominant seventh. And then when you go to the pre-chorus, this C minor 7 to F7 move here, normally you'd find that as the 2-5 in the key of B flat, but this case, this F chord is functioning as a 5 of 5, because then it goes to the E flat after that in the when it goes to the relative major in the chorus, right? So very, very, this is what's cool about this is that these are really simple, just like adding those extra little voice leading movement of the chords to make them more interesting than just straight majors and minors or power chords or anything like that. I think it just makes for more interesting chord movement, and then that leads to a more interesting melody, and you're able to do more things over the chords when you have these. I mean, I can think of this. I love that chord. Beautiful sound like that. And this major 7 chord. Those are, I'm arpeggiating over the chords. I'm playing some of the scales, but that G7. To C minor give you really powerful movement back to the tonics of C minor, that using that altered chord. And this is why these things are to me are great to study, to go back and learn from these classic songs of the 70s and these earlier eras, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, because it creates some, I think it teaches you to reach for different things that you may not. That's why I think when people hear, on my last What Makes a Song, or my last top 10 Spotify countdown, which was about 4 months ago, the number one song was a Bruno Mars song, and it used all these kind of the same vocabulary from the 70s that people are using, and it's and they're still using it, but he's one of the only guys that knows how to do it. They're using this soul music or Motown, all those, it's not just he wasn't doing it. All the acoustic people were doing it, from the Seals and Crofts and James Taylor and Jim Croce and people like that. The Beatles were doing it. Everyone was doing it. Earth, Wind, and Fire. the OJs. They were all using the same, like really sophisticated vocabulary. Chicago, pretty much everything from that era. Stevie Wonder, they just used all these things. Or I saw Wichita Lineman in there. Absolutely. They're using these. I don't know if you call it. I guess these days you would just call this sophisticated harmony. Now, Dean asks a very good question here. He says, "Is that G7 sharp 5, or is there any flat 9 or sharp 9s in there?" That's a great question, Dean. I'm glad you asked. So it's G7 here. The voicing they're doing is a G7 dominant, G dominant 7 with a sharp 5. But when I hear that chord, I play 1 flat 2 flat 9 3 or sharp 9 1 flat 9 sharp 9 major 3rd sharp 4 sharp 5 flat 7. That's the altered scale, or altered dominant scale, or diminished whole tone scale, or super Lohengrin scale. They're all the same thing. Great sound in there with all those tension notes. I love that. And go to it has such a powerful resolution to that C minor chord, because you've got, right? Beautiful. Is that an A melodic minor scale, Dean? It's actually an A flat melodic minor scale. So that altered chord, A flat melodic minor, is like a A flat major scale with a flat 3rd. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's A flat major. Here's A flat melodic minor. But if you start on G, that fits perfect. Love that. To me, that is, LM Jordan said, just got here, thought it was Jobim. Also, it is Jobim. You hear those kind of chords in Jobim all the time. There's an artist out today, Loive, I don't know how you say her name, Laufey it looks like. And she uses those altered chords. And she's got 30 million monthly listeners on Spotify. And she uses these very standard bossa nova stuff like that, but it sounds great. D minor 9. I think that's is that her song? I don't know if it's in that key, but you know. Right there, A7 sharp 5, E minor 7 flat 5 to D minor. So that's a dominant 7 sharp 5 to the tonic minor chord there. Really powerful, used in bossa nova music all the time. Jobim, João Gilberto. You listen to Gilberto and Getz. These things, you know, you'll hear this stuff constantly in Brazilian music. Bossa nova songs, though, these are really, really common things. If you think about like Corcovado, There's your dominant 11. There's your dominant 11. Those kind of chords are all from all these 60s songs. They're in a million Brazilian classics, all these kind of same chord shapes. Jazz music was playing these things back in the 1940s. Jazz musicians were, but but a lot of the Brazilian music. I talked about this a lot in my Beato Book Interactive, because I talk about the chords, desafinado, one note samba, wave, triste, all the Jobim classics. Oh my God, they're just absolutely brilliant. I'll do a whole live stream on Jobim. I need to do much more. My dad's favorite song. My dad loved Jobim, and his favorite song was Wave. One of his favorite songs was Wave, and that you know. There you go, dominant 7, sharp 5. There it is again. What did I do with that? Let's see. I went. Then the bridge. There's that chord again. Beautiful. Wave, one of the greatest songs ever written. Love that. Played that a million times, but not in a million years. Tricky song to improvise over for a lot of people. That was a thing when I would... I don't have a video recording of me and... You know, I'm going to have a video recording of me and my brother John playing Wave for my dad. We used to play all these popular... We played a lot of popular songs. We played a lot of Brazilian music. That's why I knew all those songs. Girl from Ipanema, Corcovado, Desafinado, One Note Samba, you know, all those. Triste, like I said, amazing. The fundamental loneliness goes to wherever two can dream together. Amazing. Yeah, read those lyrics. Some great comments there about it. Okay, you guys are amazing. Don't forget, great Christmas present. Check out my Christmas bundle. That's all 5 of my courses for $109. That's the Beato Book Interactive, the ear training, the Quick Lessons Pro, beginner guitar course, and the Arpeggio Masterclass, which has a lot of those licks I was just playing there. And then there's the music theory for songwriters, which talks about all these other things, you know, how to write verses that lead to pre-choruses, that lead to choruses, and what the great harmonic movement is. What are the great notes to use over, you know, to create memorable melodies, things like that. Very cool. You go to rickbeato.com and find those. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Take care. We'll see you.